This box contains your pH probe. To use the pH probe, first you'll need to open it. The box is open on the front, like so. And you'll see there is this wireless attachment and the pH probe. So you'll need to take both of them out of the box. And then you'll need to attach the top wireless part to the pH probe. So you'll stick it in and you'll push it down and turn it, and it'll lock in place. And then you'll need to turn it on. Press the power button. And you'll see the wireless part here is blinking. The red blinking means that your device is not connected to your iPad yet. When it is connected, it'll blink green. In order to use your pH probe, you'll need to unscrew the bottom, but hold it down. Don't lose this liquid. It's buffer that keeps our probes safe during storage. So you can put that off to the side, and you can just push the top up. And then you use the pH probe by sticking it into your solution, stirring it around. So now that we've seen what the pH probe looks like, we have to connect it to software in order to use it. So you're going to go into this app called Sparkvue that's already on your iPad. So click on it, and you'll need to choose a path. We're going to choose the path of sensor data. First, you'll need to connect your pH probe to Sparkvue. So click on this Bluetooth symbol in the left hand, and it'll bring up some devices that you can connect to. Make sure that your device is on, and you'll see it says pH with some numbers. These numbers correspond to the numbers that are on your pH probe. To connect your pH probe to your iPad, you'll need to look at this number on the wireless connector. This is the number that you'll click on the screen to connect to your pH probe. So make sure that you're choosing the right one, or you'll connect to somebody else's pH probe. So you'll click it to connect it. And then make sure that your wireless pH probe is measuring pH, and you're going to click on digits. And the digits on here will be representative of the pH of the solution that you stick your pH probe into. In order to get it to read, you'll need to click Start, and then it will read some numbers. And then you can click Stop, and that will finish the reading. It might be useful for you to display a graph and digits at the same time. In order to do that, in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see this page with a plus sign. Click that, and then choose the second one down that has two windows on it. In the first window, you're going to put the graph, so that's the first one in the upper left-hand corner. And it's really important that you select a measurement or else it won't measure anything. So click Select Measurement and choose pH. In the other window, you can put the digits, 1.23, and select a measurement, pH, as well. That way, when you run your pH probe, it'll take a graph and digits at the same time. To take a pH reading, you'll first need to uncap your pH probe. Be careful not to spill any of this liquid. And then you'll push your cap up, and you can rinse it off with some distilled water. So hold it over an empty beaker and just rinse it off with your distilled water bottle. You can shake off any excess water. Just be careful of the electrode on the end. That's delicate. And then you're going to stick it into your solution, stir it around a little bit, and then you can just let it sit. Press Start on Sparkvue and it'll take a reading. And then once you have the reading numbers, you can take it back out, and you'll want to rinse it off again. Make sure that you're always rinsing it off with distilled water in between different samples that you're taking the pH of, so you don't contaminate what you're taking the pH of. Once you're finished, move the cap down, recap it, and make sure that your probe is submerged in the buffer. And then you'll take it apart again, holding the top part, undo it, and then you'll put it back in the box so that the pH probe ending is facing to the left, so that when we store it, the pH on top means that the pH probe is in the liquid if we stick it face up.
So you'll measure the pH of 3 different kinds of water: ocean water, distilled water, tap water. And then you'll challenge these and see how resistant they are to pH change. So your instructor will provide you with 0.1 molar sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is a base. Should raise the pH. Also 0.1 molar hydrochloric acid. You'll want to take a milliliter of this acid and see how does it affect the pH of your 3 different kinds of water. It's important that you have equal volumes in these 3 beakers. So here I used 70 milliliters in each one. Make sure you're accurately measuring in the cylinder instead of relying on these inaccurate lines. For choosing your volume, anything between 50 and 80 milliliters is probably fine. Your pipette has lines on it. At the top here is 2 milliliters, and right in the middle is 1 milliliter. So to measure 1 milliliter, try to get 1 milliliter right on the line there, so I have a little too much. And then if you add that to your water, pH will change. The question is how much change occurs in the 3 different kinds of water, and that's what you use your pH probe to measure. Probably the best thing to do is to try it twice. Say, okay, if I added 1 milliliter, how much does the pH change? And then if I add another milliliter, how much does it change the second time? A solution that has resistance to change in pH is called a buffered solution. After you've added your acids and bases, that should go down the drain. Don't try to recycle your doctored seawater. If you do spill this solution, just ask your instructor. We have replacements for the solution